What a day for Manchester United to hand Liverpool their fourth consecutive loss in all competitions. They've won the Red Devils away at Anfield, Nigel, for the first time since 2016, and Harry Maguire to have the winner. It's been a while since we've stood here and sung Manchester United's praises, but what a day for them today.
What a day for Manchester United, Poppy. I must say it's a result that many people probably didn't see coming today. A great result to get the win away from Anfield. You're talking about two of English football's biggest and most successful clubs coming together and beating one of your greatest rivals. Great win for Manchester United. And we saw what it meant to the players and also the fans. The fact that Manchester United fans did not want to leave Anfield and were celebrating. They haven't had a lot to sing about. But I tell you what, it was a sweet victory today against one of your bitter rivals.
Could this finally be the day that they turn things around? Because for Ruben Amorim, it's been a while since he's even gone into a press conference after the match, probably looking forward to hearing what the media has to say, for Harry Maguire to have his moment as well. Obviously, the club have backed Ruben Amorim. Do you think that this could be a turning point for them?
Well, only time will tell. You hope that a win like this can really lift Manchester United up and propel them to be more consistent. The thing is, we've seen Manchester United get results against top rivals and get some good performances in. It's the inconsistency. It's the losses to like a Brentford and other teams where you'd expect Manchester United to get the result that they just don't turn up. Hopefully this can be a good building block for Manchester United moving forward, and they can take a lot of positives and use this as momentum. When you talk about the game today, everything was right tactically by Ruben Amorim. They controlled most of the game in the midfield in the first half. They restricted Liverpool while still creating some chances themselves. And if there's one player that has to get a big mention today, it's their captain, Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes was worth his weight in gold today in the performance that he put at Anfield. He was a captain, he controlled and dictated the game, and obviously with the assist for Harry Maguire, he was a top-class performer for Manchester United today. Yeah,
it was really good stuff, wasn't it? For Liverpool, on the other hand, how is Arne Slot going to reflect on this? Because last season they were just unstoppable in the Premier League, as we saw, as they became champions. But to lose 4 on the bounce now, what's the problem there?
There's still a lot of questions at Liverpool. I mean, when you look at the goal that they conceded, it wasn't great. Their captain, who's always been so reliable, Van Dijk, will have to take a bit of responsibility for that. It was a bit of an error defensively in how they conceded that goal against Manchester United. And even in the second half, they gained a bit more momentum. Changes were made. We saw the likes of Florian Wirtz, Ekitike come on to try and have an impact. I think there'll be a lot of questions that Arne Slot has to answer, because he started off today with Alexander Isak. He wasn't really supplied. He didn't get the supply needed from midfield in that first half to really create or have an impact in the game. Second half, a little bit more. And again, I would say that Manchester United overall controlled the game in midfield. And even though Liverpool did kick on and became stronger in the second half to really knock on Manchester United's door, they got that goal eventually through Gakpo. You think 1-1, not a bad result, but the momentum was in favour of Liverpool to maybe go and get the win. But then credit to Manchester United to stay strong and get the winner away from home.
What do you think his messaging to the team is going to be, though, after this loss? Because on the positives, he can say they created all of these chances, that they came back well, but in the end, they didn't get the result. How do you motivate this group now?
Well, when you look at Liverpool, Poppy, I think there's quite a multitude of problems there. And it's not just 1 or 2 players who are not performing, then you can take them out. There's a lot more questions and answers right now for Arne Slot. Again, maybe some people would have said, in a big game like this, you'd go with Ekitike. For me, he's been their best impactful player in the summer window that they signed. He's really stepped up to the plate. You should have started him maybe over Alexander Isak. I think also when you look at the midfield right now, like Gravenberch and also McAllister, just doesn't seem to be the right balance. Again, it's not happening. Defensively, they look very vulnerable. They don't look comfortable defending. I think there's a lot of questions that have to be asked defensively, whether they can see out games. Yes, they got momentum in the second half, but there's too many players who are not performing to the level that we're used to seeing. Again, Mo Salah wasn't a fantastic performance by him, and he was the talisman of this Liverpool side last season, carried them, some people would say, but we haven't seen that same impactful Mo Salah. Had half chances in the game where you'd expect him to at least minimum hit the target, but didn't even hit the target. Gakpo hit the post twice, finally did get his goal. Florian Wirtz, again, when you saw the pressure that Liverpool were putting on this Manchester United side, you'd think that the change would have been made to bring Florian Wirtz in the game earlier. I think he's struggling to adapt to the physicality of the Premier League, where he's getting pushed off the ball far too easily, not physically strong enough, and not getting the balls in the right areas to have influence. There's too many individual moments as well of selfishness from players at times when that extra pass is on. So there are a lot of problems that Arne Slot needs to deal with. And I think he still needs to work out what his strongest starting lineup is for this Liverpool team.
I mean, it's still such a long way to go, isn't it, until May, until we see a champion of the Premier League. Are Liverpool still in the title race for you, Nigel? Do you still have them as one of the favourites to win it all again?
They're definitely still in the title race. I would have to say that the Premier League is wide open. But if you're looking at a front runner right now, Arsenal, for me, are the team that are the front runner. With the result they got yesterday for Fulham away from home at Craven Cottage to get that win, which is normally a game that we would see Arsenal drop points or maybe even lose that game, but they're really starting to show that strength and resilience and that determination. I think belief is only growing for Arsenal. They are the true front runners in my opinion, but it's still wide open where there's a lot of clubs who are still in contention for the Premier League title.
For Manchester United, on the other hand, just to go back to them, we saw what it meant to the fans. We saw them obviously celebrating. They're probably not allowed to leave Anfield anyway for security reasons. But what will this mean to them, Nigel, to get this result against Liverpool, as you mentioned, one of the biggest rivalries in world football?
It means a lot. It's the biggest rival. You know, it's the biggest rival in English football. Two of the most successful teams. Nothing's better than beating your biggest rival and your arch nemesis. And you went in there, get pegged back, and to go back with all 3 points away from home, you've got to say the players have to take a lot of confidence. It wasn't an expansive Manchester United side. It wasn't a super high press and leaving themselves wide open and vulnerable. It was a mature performance. And for me, Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro controlled that game in midfield for most of the game. They really controlled it. They put their stamp and authority on it. Credit to Casemiro, who did come off in the end after getting booked. But you're talking about a player who had to go and play in Asia for international duty, to come in and put a performance like that at Anfield deserves to be recognised. And Bruno Fernandes, again, I keep saying it, he put in a captain's performance and controlled the game in a very mature manner. So it's a massive, massive performance for Manchester United. There are a lot of positives they can take from it, but can they build? Can they get these results more consistently? Can they stop letting themselves down in games that they should go in expecting to win and not winning and making silly little errors and mistakes? That is a good blueprint for them to move forward now from that performance today.
I mean, Ruben Amorim, he's been under so much pressure, hasn't he? Not only this season, but last season as well. We've seen Sir Jim Ratcliffe come out and say, we're backing the manager, we're standing by him. But the media still are always wondering, when will it be his last game? Is it going to be his last game? The narrative is always there. With a win like this, how much time does this buy, do you think, for Ruben Amorim?
I think time will tell again, because we've seen them do this before, but now it's about that consistency element of it. If you're Ruben Amorim, don't say a lot. Let your team continue to talk for you by their performances they put on that pitch, and let the results continue to grow. You don't have to say anything. Move on to the next game, because their next fixture is not going to be easy. I believe they play Brighton next, and that's going to be a tough game for them to go and get a result as well. So let the team perform for you. Just keep your mouth closed. Just let them perform.
All right, what a win that is for Manchester United. Their first at Anfield since 2016.